Um, Hello everyone, this is Mateusz Mysicki, x MiM's on MTGO, and we are gonna be talking about Naya Humans list, or Humans in the Zoo, how I like to call it. The deck that we are gonna be playing in today's daily. Oh, sorry, it's actually was making some sideboarding. Right, so let's just sort it out to the to the to its rightful form. Right, and I'm gonna be playing this deck in the standard daily today um, for my weekly daily column. Uh, I was playing Naya Humans even before the Gate Crash came out, and I really like the deck. Ben Weinberg made out second place of SCG Invitational, and then on the next one, on the SCG Open, he made a top 4. It had a very good matchup against Mono Red, not the worst one against Control, but the mana base was very unstable. Like if you were losing matches, you were losing it to your own mana base. That completely changed. In this deck, we do have a very stable mana base, which you probably will see. We are playing 12 dual lands, 4 Temple Garden, 4 Stomping Grounds, 4 Sacred Foundry. Any lesser amount is incorrect. Also, for Cavern of Souls, and we are in the unique position where Cavern of Souls is actually a 3 land, because we are playing 34 creatures and 31 of them is humans. Everything that's not a human in this deck is free Searing Spear and free Restoration Angel. Everything else is human when you cast it. Some then become werewolf, but so that's actually a tree land that comes into play untapped and has an upside that the creature you play with it can be countered. So that's awesome. Uh, I'm also playing two basic forests just because most of my one drops uh, are green and like two drops are also green and something. So even though Champion of the Parish is key for this deck, which I'm gonna talk about in a minute, the basic lands are forests. On the other hand, the tap lands, the free Clifftop Retreat, the only lands that come into play tapped at any point in the game, where if you don't have one of those 12, are white. That's because I'm playing free Silverblade Paladin and free Fiend Hunter. And as you will probably see, this deck has no mana problems. It's very stable. Free calls are never a problem. I've even managed to get two Gavoni Township into the deck. They're not like super key, but they sometimes come handy if you're playing a longer game. Okay, so as to the creatures, the deck is very Champion of the Parish oriented. Sorry for that. Uh, you're playing like another 7 1-drops that are not awesome on their own. We're gonna talk about this one in a minute. You're playing uh, 8 2-drops, which are also synergic with themselves and with the 1-drops, and they all help grow Champion of the Parish. There's also a Silverblade Paladin, which is obviously awesome with Champion of the Parish. Uh, in the 3-drops, you've got a Frontline Medic, which secondary ability is the ability to just counter spells that have X in it. It sometimes comes handy to just keep uh, a revelation deck in check, but the main purpose of this one is just attacking. You will probably see me attacking a lot with this one and two other creatures into like bigger opponent's creatures or into his Reckoner, and that's always awesome. I'm also playing free Fiend Hunters. They mainly support the tempo plan, just like play a champion turn 1, play a burning tree turn 2 and that, then opponent plays something, then I'm playing a Fiend Hunter and taking that something away. It's also very good against Reckoner. And I'm also playing free Searing Spear, so that's like 6 removal package, and you will probably add Zero's conscript to that package. That's gonna be my first tournament when I'm testing this conscript out. So let's get those lands back here. We've talked about like all of these creatures. They're basically serving one plan. Well, Avacyn's Pilgrim is also a kind of acceleration, but that's basically his secondary role. Well, maybe, well, slightly secondary. His main role is just to attack with Mayor of Averbag and just be just let you to play like two creatures on the turn two or even three with Burning Tree Shaman and stuff like that. As to the rest of the creatures, as to the rest of the spells, you've got removal here. This one also serves like a kind of removal. You can sometimes play it on 10-4 and take the guy. It's okay. I've went down to two Handmasters of the Fells. They're still okay in the meta, but they're not aggressive. And three Restoration Angels. Those are like the things that let you go a little mid-gamey if you need to. They are very good in the mirror. They are very good against red-green. Uh, they let you to have like uh, another plan. That's like plan B. You're not always basing on the plan A, and they are also um, reinforced by some creatures in the sideboard. I'm also gonna talk a little about Wolf-Bitten Captive. It's better than the experiment one, because that would obviously be a question that you're gonna be asking. Is why not experiment one? Because experiment one grows only from let's put it into the converted mana cost again. Experiment one grows only from one creature that's between 1 and 2 mana, and it's also anti-synergic with Myra of Averbug. Like if you play Myra of Averbug, your Experiment 1 gets to a 2-2, and it can only be packed then by a Frontline Medic, a Fiend Hunter, and a Restoration Angel, and well, Azur's Conscript. So you even cross out the Silver Blade and the Huntmaster of the First from the list of pumping up the Experiment 1, which is pretty terrible. So I prefer to have a guy that can just be pumped by mana. It's synergic with the Burning Tree Emissary. There's sometimes situation where you're gonna have like Volbeat Captive and only a Burning Tree Shaman on the hand. But more important, it's a very good late game creature actually, because it gets to a 6/6 in the late game. It blocks nearly everything in the format. It even blocks a Fractask. So if you just top deck them, when there are like empty tables and you most likely have like um, 4 mana, then it just becomes a 6/6 nearly instantly. Okay, let's talk a bit about the sideboard. Thalia, Guardian of Traben, and Boros Charm are coming in against the control matchups. Thalia also comes down against any Farseek deck on the play. But if that's like a Naya deck or a Jan deck, it doesn't come in on the draw. There's also some decks like Reanimator, which is obviously nuts. Boros Charm is coming against any control matchup, anything that can play a Verdict or stuff like that. There's two Zeus conscripts and two Fundamental Hellkites are my main weapon against like giant decks, where they're gonna just kill your little creatures and they're gonna like slaughter them. Uh, they tend to play like 20 plus removal in the deck, which is insane. And then you can just try to steal something in the late game. It's still a bad matchup, or just slam a huge Hellkite. This one extra Handmaster of the First is very good against like a mirror or a red-green, so I wanted to have three against those decks. And for Oblivion Rings, I love this art by the way, the promo art of the dragon that tries to like crawl out of it with the tentacle here. Uh, or just hold it with the tentacles, something like that. Right, so Oblivion Ring is mainly against Reckoner decks, but also against like any red-green deck. Oh, sorry for that. There seems to be a round of something starting. Okay, so let's just finish it up. So Oblivion Ring comes down against like any creature deck, anywhere where you just want to remove their creatures with free Searing Spear, free Fiend Hunter of the Fiend Hunter. Sorry, you've got 10 removal for those decks. That's a lot. So yeah, we went through the sideboard, we went through the main board. You know what the deck is doing, and we will hopefully see that in the games as well. So see you in round one.